Alright, what's up guys? It's Empire Gaming here, back with another how it's made video. This here is wooden bowls and wooden shoes. I found a how it's made channel or whatever, and there's over 300 videos. So I'm gonna do every video on this channel or whatever. Reaction to it, whatever. Hope y'all enjoy. If you can, I want to hit 5 likes on this video. Please comment down below and please subscribe. Thank you very much. Let's get in this video.
There was a time when bowl making was a cherished trade passed down through generations of families. But today, with so many inexpensive materials with which to mass-produce tableware, handcrafted wooden bowls have become a specialty item, and this centuries-old traditional craft almost a lost art. These exquisite bowls are made from a solid piece of hardwood: beech, maple, walnut, or cherry. The logs arrive at the bowl mill fresh from the forest, so they're still very damp. That's an advantage, because the moisture lubricates the cutting tools. The first step is to divide it into blocks. The chainsaw operator measures and inspects the log. The diameter and defects, such as knots or scarring, dictate the length of each block. He inspects the ends of the block, marking any cracks or other flaws with a red crayon. The ripsaw operator uses different size bowl patterns to determine the best way to cut the block. The goal is to get the most and biggest bowl size pieces possible without using the defective areas. Each bowl size piece is called a bowl blank. This block is large enough to yield 3 blanks, each one wide enough to produce a 43-centimeter bowl, and a series of progressively smaller bowls that nest inside it. They mount the blank on a specially designed woodworking lathe. From this point on, everything depends on the skilled hands of the lathe operator. As the block spins, he carves out the bowls using a series of specialized knives that this mill designed and forged. First, he uses this curved knife to shear off the outer portion. It takes great expertise to know exactly how to angle the tool and when to pull it out to release the wood shavings and prevent a jam. After 2 or 3 minutes, what they call the exterior bark shell is off. The bare wood that's left is the outside of the largest bowl that he'll mill from this blank. With a finer blade, he sculpts the wood to just the right thickness and smooths the surface. Now he switches to a smaller curved knife and cuts into the wood. This both forms the inside of the largest bowl and the outside of the next, smaller one. He repeats the smoothing and cutting process with progressively smaller knives, making bowl after bowl at a rate of about 1 a minute. This one bowl blank produces 4 nested bowls, the smallest measuring about 23 centimeters in diameter. The bowls are steamed for about 4 hours to draw out the sap and penetrate the pores of the wood, hydrating each bowl uniformly. That way the wood doesn't crack and split while air drying. Once a bowl is dry, about a month later, workers even out the top rim on a sanding table. Then, using a belt sander, they smooth the outside and inside surfaces.
Never realized it took so long to make a wooden bowl.
The bowl now goes upside down through a specialized knife that shaves off part of the bottom. This gives the bowl a flat base on which to sit. and a place to inscribe the company name. Businesses can order custom-made bowls featuring their company logo. Artists burn the design into the wood or paint it on, or do a combination of both. The bowls now go for a bath in food-safe mineral oil. This nourishes the wood, preventing dryness and cracks. Boiling also brings out the natural beauty of the wood grain. And because every raw log is unique, no two bowls are ever alike.
Cool.
Call them the poor man's answer to the rubber boot. Centuries ago, farmers chipped out holes in wooden blocks to keep their feet dry. Now, people still wear wooden shoes, but for different reasons. And while they may look slightly more glamorous,
Alright, so
how they're
we're
made
into the
remains as
wooden
basic
shoes now.
as the shoe itself. Most wooden shoes are made of poplar, easy to carve, and generally free of knots. So it makes wearing clogs a splinterless experience. A worker feeds sticks of poplar into a bandsaw, careful to toss any pieces with defects. The blade slices the wood into blocks called blanks. The factory uses vinyl patterns like this one to create the shape of the shoe. There's a pattern for each size of every clog style. A worker locks one into a duplication machine called the shaper. Then right next to it, 2 blanks. This tracer moves over the shape of the pattern. The wheel on the left copies the tracer's movements exactly, its blades shaving the wood as it moves up and down. There's only one pattern loaded, yet the machine carves out a pair of shoes. That's because the blocks of wood spin in opposite directions while the blades chip away at them, essentially creating mirror image copies. That allows the machine to carve out both a right and left shoe simultaneously.
That is
Now,
really,
for the
really
instep. A worker positions the blanks onto what's called a dual-action boring machine. The center rod is called a tasker. Its rolling head follows the curves inside the pattern. The spoon bits on either side of it copy the tasker's movements, gradually carving out the inside of the shoes. Now they shift the angle so the spoon bits can get in deeper. They bore all the way to the front of the shoe. Then workers employ this very high-tech maneuver to remove the wood chips. They lay the shoes on racks to dry out the wood, then cut off the knobs at the toe with a bandsaw, while inspecting for flaws that may have come out during the drying phase. A disc sander grinds down the knob on the heel and refines the shape of the toe. They work with a barrel sander to smooth out the opening, then switch to a balloon sander. The air-filled rubber sack inside flexes to the shape of the shoe as it sands. Now for the final step. An artist lays carbon paper on the shoe and a pattern on top of that. Then she traces the pattern. The carbon sheet transfers the design to the wood. Now she goes over the design with a wood burner. She changes tips and varies the temperature according to the size and depth of the lines and curves she burns.
That is neat.
This design commemorates Holland, Michigan that is, in the United States. The artist now uses water-based paints to enhance the scene with color. She applies 3 coats of a water-based varnish to preserve the artwork and help keep the shoes clean. While most clog-wearing farmers opt for a plainer version, true clogaholics prefer a bit more pizzazz. But leave crafting them to the experts, because they leave big shoes to fill.
Them are some big shoes. My gosh. Alright, guys. Well, that's that video there. I'll be posting another one here in just a few minutes. Come back and watch it. See you in the next video.